I'm Denha, and you're watching FYI. Washtenaw Community College can add world-class nursing education to their list of accomplishments as they just unveiled some state-of-the-art medical equipment. WCC cut the ribbon as they start their next chapter as a National Center of Excellence in Nursing Education.
Having this state-of-the-art simulation lab allows us to prepare our nursing students so they're ready to go out and work in the community. And the necessity of having a lab like this is students not only get clinical experience, but they practice before they go to clinical. They're actually working with human simulators that are very realistic.
This simulation even allows students to experience the miracle of birth.
In the control tower, control how far we want the contractions apart, what type of birth we want to have. We can have a breech birth, we can have a precipitous delivery. We can challenge the students with all kinds of difficult deliveries that they might see in the real world. And then they actually deliver the baby. It's very realistic. The baby actually comes out and the students are there to assist the baby into the world.
Not only does WCC boast a top-notch teaching staff, they are dedicated to the success of students.
Once a student is admitted into our nursing programs, we want to do everything that we can to help keep them here. And sometimes that means helping them out with the cost of books or helping them out with maybe daycare for their children. So anything we can do, we like to do to help keep those students in those seats and make sure that they're successful and they graduate.
For more on the nursing program, visit wccnet.edu. Stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly with more news and information. No matter your beliefs, Concordia University has a unique holiday celebration that melds old and new to create traditional family fun during the season of giving. A Manor Christmas was filled with pomp and grandeur.
There's 3 events going on today. Tours at the historic Earhart Manor and Greenhouse, the Christkindl Market, Christmas market in the European fashion, food and entertainment in a vendor's tent, and then the Boar's Head Festival in the evening.
The historic Earhart Manor, built from 1934 to 1936, boasts amenities uncommon to the era.
It was one of the first ones outside of Detroit that had air conditioning. It had lights that would turn on in the closets so when you open the door. It had alarm system and music piped through the building. It had rainwater and well water. It had showers with many spigots. It was just an extraordinary building.
After touring the estate, guests enjoyed a European-style market and entertainment galore.
We have unique vendors that are picked specifically because they have handmade items or they have natural items.
We've had a couple local grade school choirs and bands. We just had Milan High School Chamber Choir, and now we're going to end up having Don Wharton play, a professional musician.
Our Boar's Head Festival, and that's an Old English festival or tradition of eating the boar, which is overcoming, a symbol of overcoming sin. And the Boar's Head Festival has been going on for 41 years now, and it is a wonderful pageant with beautiful music, costuming, and acting that goes on. So all of those things put together we call a Manor Christmas.
When we think of sharing the roads, pedestrians and cyclists come to mind. But what about the men and women that fix the pavement? Learn more about work zone safety rules in this month's City Roundup in 60.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Bill Clark, the Edinburgh Police Special Services Section. I'm here today to talk a little bit about work zone safety. We've all been driving in Michigan and seen all the orange barrels around, both on the freeway and here in town. You'll notice some lower speeds. Please drive carefully through this area. In 2016, there were 5,000 crashes in the state of Michigan related to work zones. 17 fatalities came out of those crashes, and there were 75 people seriously injured in those areas. So please slow down in those work areas. You'll see flaggers out there with either a flag or a stop sign or some other type of traffic control device. State law does require you abide by their direction when they're in the work zone. For those of you who don't know, the work zone sign that says work zone begins is where the zone starts, and then the zone ends where the sign says work zone ends. In addition, if you do get a citation in a work zone for speed or whatever else, the fines can be doubled. So please focus on your driving, keep those workers safe.
Established in the 1960s by the Eisenhower administration, the Sister Cities program has proven to be an asset in creating cultural exchange. Ann Arbor and Tubingen, Germany were named sister cities and share some similarities, maybe even more than some of us realize. Joining me is Stephan Klingebiel, representative for city partnerships, and Kim Schafhauser, events and travel coordinator for the Tubingen Ann Arbor Sister Cities program. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Can you explain a little bit more what the Sister Cities program is for those of us that don't know?
Yeah, actually Sister Cities, like connecting people through the connection of cities, was an invention after the Second World War. So there was the idea of bringing people closer together because we had these two big wars on our continent in Europe. And the idea was to exchange as many people as possible, like do school exchanges, music groups, so people get to know the other ones and learn the languages maybe, and like fight against prejudices they still have and had through all the propaganda. So it got established in Europe. For example, Germany and France have like more than 6,000 cities connected.
Wow.
And after a while, it extended also through other continents and the US. And we have a sister city connection since 1965, Ann Arbor and Tübingen. And it actually started with people from Ann Arbor. They made the first contact. They said, okay,
Really?
we want to spread out and we want to get to know the people in Germany, know something about them. So they had some delegation visits and trying to get to know each other. And I think they found a very perfect match because our cities are quite similar in a lot of ways. And nowadays, it's mainly, we have school exchanges. We have the Urin High School and the Pioneer High School doing every second year a big exchange program, for example. But we also have music groups coming, and we've had art exchanges. We had architect exchanges, for example. So we always try to find new ways, and actually this is a program open for everyone. We can have expert exchanges, but also pupils and children. It's just open to everyone to participate.
Do you find a lot of people come here, or it's kind of even, like a lot of Ann Arborites are going to Germany?
I think it's even in a way, yeah, I would say that.
And you think the program's still going strong to this day?
Well, yeah, I
or
would
stronger
say
than ever?
No, I wouldn't say that, but you know, it's usually when a partnership starts, people are very interested. So then it's quite strong, and after a while, most of the people maybe, or some people know these programs, and now it's more than 50 years actually. So this is why we're here. So this is one of the reasons we are here, to make new contacts, to establish maybe new ideas, to get to know the city by ourselves.
Maybe also to get like a younger generation now to come back and be aware of it more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you do the school exchange, but it's only with like a couple high schools, you said, in the area, and there's like...
Yeah, it's two high schools
Yeah.
in Ann Arbor and 2 in Tübingen, yeah.
And what happens during the school exchange? Is that a full year of exchange, or is that...
No, it's a group of 30 people traveling from Ann Arbor to Tübingen, stay there for 3 weeks usually. And from there they do a lot of trips. So they visit Tübingen, of course, but it's the smallest city. It's like 90,000 inhabitants. And around there we have Stuttgart. It's a bit like Ann Arbor and Detroit. And because it's also a city of cars. It's where you have Porsche and where you have Daimler and Mercedes. And then, of course, they do trips all over Germany. And then the German group comes to Ann Arbor also for 3 weeks, and they live in host families. So this is a very intense
So it's like you're part of the community. You're not living in a hotel. You're living in someone's home.
Exactly. That's the idea about exchanges.
So why don't you tell me about your own experience with the Sister Cities program? Because you guys both work with the program, but did you experience prior to that too, or?
Well, I've never been to Ann Arbor before.
This is your first?
Yeah, this is my
Welcome.
first. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I haven't been here either. It's I'm working for 4 years now for the administration, and we are just there to foster these relationships. We have a budget, and we can fund exchanges and make contacts and ask people like, do you want to go to Ann Arbor? Or they ask us, and we try to make contacts here. So I do this also with several other cities. It's not just Ann Arbor. We have also Peru and Tanzania and England and Russia and France. So for me, it's also the first time here and getting to know the city and its people, and then trying to like build some new contacts and establish something.
You
new.
mentioned, and I mentioned it in the open
Yeah.
too, that the cities do have some similarities. What do you find to be like the most similar things coming here? Because you've only been here a couple days now,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. I think kind of the size of the cities is similar than the big university. A lot of students are here as well. We kind of joke about in Tubingen, there's a lot of people riding bikes. So like the bicycles everywhere, and there's a lot of bicycles here as well for an American city.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of kind of,
Do you guys have bike
parallels.
lanes too?
yeah, we do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we actually have. And there's also the city is a very green city. And
Yeah.
we have a mayor from the Green Party in Tübingen, for example, and he's pushing all these reducing of emissions and greening the city. And I think this is very similar here in Ann Arbor. Also connected to the university. Yesterday I passed the big university clinics buildings. We have also huge university clinics in Tübingen. A lot of research there. Yeah.
And currently, we'll be able to see an exhibit at the Ann Arbor District Library, which is it's like a day in the life of Tübingen.
Yeah.
Tübingen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's 24 hours
Yeah.
in Tübingen. It's actually called Wunderbar Together, which is also the name of the official Deutschlandjahr, so the year of German-American relationships that is going on 2018-2019. It's funded by the German Federal Foreign Office. So there's a lot of also sister city connections that are being funded by that. So yeah, we have 2 photographers, very young university students, Theresa Krampfel and Christoph Jekle, and they took about 100 photographs of Tübingen and kind of tried to get all sides of Tübingen, so kind of like the different experiences. They have during the night they have photographs, and during the day, and yeah, a lot of people, so you can see like the people of Tübingen as well in the photographs. And they're going to be in the Ann Arbor District Library until January 9th.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
people got a long chance, like about 6
Yeah.
weeks to go see it.
Yeah.
So, and if you know about the sister cities relationship and you haven't had a chance to go to again, it's a nice way to kind of see what the city's like, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
exactly. And I mean, you see, yeah, like you said, you see the nightlife, but you see also students, you see people working, taking in garbage. You get a broad view. I think this is really an achievement of the 2. They went out also at 4 or 5 in the morning to see what's actually happening in the city, to portray it. in
Even
a
if
way.
it's like nothing really is happening.
And of
They
course,
were-
they have catched all these touristic spots in Tübingen as well to present also the city and to maybe show how it's worth actually going there.
Yeah.
And seeing the sister city. Yeah.
trying to drum up some publicity to get people to want to visit.
People
Yeah.
are interested and involved in activities maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we're just about out of time, but what do you hope to see for the program in the future?
Yeah, well, I mean, we would like to get as many people involved as we can, because this is Sister Cities is actually a low threshold opportunity to see different countries and meet different people. We talked about staying at host families. This is something you can never do when you are on vacation, for example. And we try to organize programs like this. And as I said, everyone can participate, you know. When there's a musician coming to me and says, oh, I would like to go to Ann Arbor, I say, yeah, okay, I ask someone there, and maybe we can fund some of it. We cannot pay people to go and to travel, of course not. But we have some budget to do creative things, to do exhibitions, to do exchanges in all ways. Could even be between CTN and our local television, for example, just to exchange, see how are they doing it, how can we do it. And this is the idea why we're here.
Yeah, I
actually.
think it would be nice also to kind of give the impression that we're not that far apart. There's not, like, whoever wants to visit Germany can always come to Tübingen and like it always seems like it's so far in like a different world, and like the people are completely different there than they are here, but it's actually, yeah, we'd like to have like contact a little bit more.
Yeah.
Is there a way that people can find out more? Do you have a website that they can
Yeah.
go to?
You can go to the German American Institute website of Tubingen.
Okay.
There's a lot of, and then also the city of Tubingen has a nice website
we
as well.
also have a website. We have some parts of it in English, not everything, of course. But they can get information there. And we can also leave our information here. Actually, people can just write an email.
Okay.
And we would answer all the questions they have about programs, about opportunities. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you both for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
For more on this and other programs, visit a2gov.org/watchctn. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time to FYI.